So it's going to be interesting for the next couple of weeks what the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to do and be like. I'm excited to see what they're going to do. Let's talk about the Golden State Warriors. Like I say, Kyle Luna, he had 10 points last night. He had 10 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double. Wow. Crazy. Klay Thompson, 14. He struggled in that third and fourth quarter. He didn't look too good. Went 5 for 20 from the field last night. Stephen Curry went 11 for 20, 32 points. Damon Jones, he had 12 points. Kevin Durant had 27, and Draymond Green had 2 and 13 rebounds. It's kind of his game, I understand. He's not going to always go out there scoring for you. So, Andre Iguodala was kind of a quiet 2 points, but I think his role going to be real reduced this year. I think people like coming off that bench like Quentin Cook and Lumi and Sean Livingston might take a little bit more role of him because he had the almost fourth amount of least minutes last night. So, I want to see how much we're going to see him old Andre Iguodala because his time old man started to get creeped up. His time almost up as we speak. All right. So let's move on. Let's talk about tonight. Let's talk about who is playing tonight around the NBA before we get to the Pels. Hornets, Bucks tonight. Pistons, Nets. Pacers, Grizzlies. Magic's Heat. Knicks, Hawks. Raptors, Cavaliers. Spurs, Timberwolves. That should be a good one. Kings, Jazz. Suns, Mavericks, and Clippers. And Nuggets. Once again, that should be a good one as well. So on that note, just give them a little piece of a little line. Not too much. Normally we do, this normally for a Saint game, but since basketball is back, Pels will play tonight against the Houston Rockets on the road against the second place runners in the Western Conference. Now the lineups came out last night for New Orleans. New Orleans is expected to start Alfred Payton, Drew Holiday, Etuan Moore, Nikolai Mirotic, and Anthony Davis tonight. So obviously that means that Julius Randle's going to come off the bench. And to be honest with you, even when he was in LA, they did start him all kind of slow. They didn't actually start him as a true day one starter. But I like what they're doing because they're trying to keep some energy with this second unit. And I think once they get Jahlil Okafor back and they get him at a place where they want him, I think Julius is going to start then. And you have Wesley Matthews on the bench. And you can start rotating bodies like that. So I do like what they're doing tonight. I think Julius is going to bring a lot of energy off the bench tonight for the Pels and keep them in the game for a while. I don't know if they win this game tonight because I think Houston going to be too lit. I think Houston got they really do have high expectations. But if New Orleans can go to Houston tonight and get a statement win on the road against the Rockets, against a division opponent, I would be really, really impressed. But for the fact of the matter is that you lost so much talent. And one thing, let me get back to Golden State, is they were saying how they're going to make this work when DeMarcus do come in. I will say this. DeMarcus Cousins, I think we're going to see a lot of experimenting in the middle of the season. If he comes back around January, close around the All-Star break, and, I think he's going to come off the bench to start. But I think eventually when we get to after the All-Star break and the Warriors find themselves locking up a playoff seed early, I think they're going to start experimenting with lineups. I think to me, he could probably be the best way for the Warriors not to get bored this season. For the fact of the matter is they get bored by blowing people out, and they get bored just getting ready for the playoffs. That's all they plan for is for the playoffs. So they probably got a calendar in their locker room saying, 1 game down, 81 left to go. You know what I'm saying? That's probably how they roll in Golden State. So that's what I'm wondering to a degree. Just not to get bored, to throw him in the mix is how they're going to continue to keep their team fresh and keep a good record this season. I think that's what's going to happen this year for the Golden State Warriors. And one thing I want to see is when they do put all 5 All-Stars on the court. How are they gonna go back to their 4-1 methods? 4 people on the perimeter and 1 guy down low. But who gonna be the guy down low? Because Boogie to me could shoot better than Draymond Green. Would you put Draymond Green, the person to play down low, and let Boogie be the other person on the perimeter, or vice versa? You gonna have it. To me, it's just not fair that Golden State have so many offensive pieces, and they can beat you in so many different ways. It's just like last night. Like I was watching the game, they don't need a lot of space to get open to make shots. They just need like half amount of open space to shoot the ball. Golden State have so many ways to beat you. It's a crying shame. It really is. It's a crying shame. But back to New Orleans, I want to see tonight what the second unit going to look like. With Frank Jackson, Ian Clark, Darius Miller. Wesley Johnson will not play tonight. I'm assuming he's going to probably play Friday when they get back to New Orleans to open up against the Kings. So these are things I'm interested to see for the Pels. I think it's going to be a good matchup to see if they can live up to playing out their big boy basketball in the Western Conference. It's the Mighty West, and we're going to be back with them on Friday and talk a little bit more about them. Friday's show, we're going to really talk a little bit about Saints and Baltimore. We're going to talk about LSU and Mississippi State, and we talk about the aftermath of the Thursday night game. We're going to talk about the aftermath of this game from Wednesday going forward. All right, so let's just transition one more time. There will be a Thursday night game on tomorrow. I know I'm moving a little fast and not my best show today, but just roll with me right quick. On tomorrow night, Cards, Broncos, Fox, 7:30 start tomorrow night. And put like this, 2 teams that need to win. 2-4 Broncos, 1-5 Arizona Cardinals. I mean, who the favorite to win? The Broncos the favorite to win. Let's talk about the stats right quick. Jesus Christ, help me God. Case Keenum got 7 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Lord have mercy. Who is Lindsay? Lindsay got 346 yards and one TD. Emmanuel Sanders got 500 yards and 2 TDs. Josh Rosen, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions, 626 yards. David Johnson, poor Dave, he's been really carrying it by himself. 297, 5 TDs, and Christian Kirk, 311 and 1 TDs on the season. Let's look at the injured list. Shane Ray is questionable. Matt Lacoste, questionable. Jordan Taylor's out. Adam Jones, questionable. And Jordan Bellidier is questionable. Chandler Jones is questionable for the Cardinals. Josh Bynes, questionable. Larry Fitzgerald's questionable. Jermaine Gresham is questionable. And J.J. Nelson is questionable for tomorrow. Oh, God. I don't know what to expect no more from the NFL. I'm not going to call this game at all. But the last 5 games for the Denver Broncos, it haven't been good. They lost they did beat the Oakland Raiders 20-19. They lost to Baltimore 27-14. Lost to Kansas City 27-13. Lost to the Jets 34-16. And lost to the Rams 23-20. The last 5 games for the Arizona Cardinals, they lost to the LA Rams 34-0. They lost to the Bears 16-14. Lost to the Seahawks 20-17. They beat the 49ers 28-18, and they lost to the Minnesota Vikings 27-17. These Thursday night games, man. I mean, I remember when the Jets and the Browns played, and when the Browns finally got their first win in almost in about a year span. A guy came out and said, actually 2 years span. A guy came out and said, we cannot keep putting these trash teams on Thursday night. And it's not. I mean, if both teams were at least, I don't know, 4-1 or 3-2, it'd be a better matchup. But I don't know how many people are gonna watch this tomorrow. I really don't. I mean, besides the fan base, especially with basketball starting, I think LeBron and them play tomorrow. So I don't know how many people are gonna really be paying attention to this tomorrow. But if I'm gonna give it a score. I'm gonna say Denver win this game, 24-21. That's gonna be my final score. Not really too much headlines about this game. Both teams trying to, at least Denver trying to find themselves in the mix out there in the AFC West. If Denver do win, they'll at least be 3-4. And you never know, if the Chargers lose this weekend, they'll be 4-3. So I mean, they'll still be in the hunt, low key. But one thing I read today about the AFC West and it's about the LA Chargers, that the Chargers are struggling with a fan base in LA. That's not good news. That's not good news at all. So it makes me wonder what's going to happen with the LA Chargers if they cannot keep their fan base going for the right direction. Something to pay attention to down the line for the LA Chargers. But on that note, once again, happy birthday to my baby. Third down. It's been a good year so far, and we're going to continue to strive for the best, and we're going to get this thing rolling in another direction. Try to get some help to get this thing going to another height. I love y'all. God bless y'all. Enjoy basketball tonight. Enjoy the game tomorrow with the Cards and the Broncos. Come back Friday to give you a report on LSU versus Mississippi State. Remember last year LSU lost 35-7 on the road to Mississippi State. Kind of something what they did to Auburn this past week. Mississippi State have done one good games. I don't think it's going to be like this Saturday, as LSU could get their hearts, get a bye week the following week, and get prepared for the big one against Alabama. I love y'all. God bless y'all. And we'll be back in Friday. Peace.